here for the most part, for most of you. I was just on YouTube, and I myself was doom scrolling, and after so much disappointment, I decided just to come on and hang out with you guys, because what I was seeing is just so awful. So come on in. We'll start chatting in just a couple of minutes. Maybe I'll go outside. I think I need to fix my... Yeah, it came apart right here. Whoop! I was on the live feed, and you guys, it's just so disappointing. And I understand trolls now. I really do. And I've been unsubscribing from creators. You know, sometimes I'll subscribe to anybody even if I don't necessarily want to see that content, but if they're giving it a go and they're trying to do something real, right, I'll subscribe. So a couple of females of my own age, like my literal same age, I subscribe to, and they live stream and stuff. And I've learned a lot from watching them. Let me turn this, okay. I've learned a lot, excuse me, from watching them. Oh my God. And I know that I've done the same things that they're doing sometimes, and I know that I went through a phase where I was not handling things very well on YouTube. I had to step away. And I think now that I understand trolls, I get it, all right? Here's what I think I get. Going through YouTube, you want something to really capture your attention. You want something to really take you away. Okay, so there's two things. There's art and there's entertainment. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. There's art and there's entertainment. Smash the like button, please, and subscribe. Entertainment is basically just mind-numbing, and it lets you just zone out for a little bit. Art inspires you and creates an experience. When people are scrolling through YouTube, they want to be captured by art or entertainment, mostly entertainment. Excuse me. And I think that when we scroll and scroll and scroll looking for something that is meaningful, interesting, beautiful, anything, and we can't find it, the trolls get very frustrated and start taking that frustration out on the creators who are just not providing value on YouTube. Although they'll troll people who are. So that's what I think, that trolls are frustrated because they're looking for something to engage in that they can escape with, and there's just very little content like that on YouTube, honestly. So I came on today to talk to you guys about, like, what is it that you really want to see on YouTube? Because for me, you know, like I said, I unsubscribed from a couple creators because these women are my age and they've got their little live streams and stuff, and that's great, and they're doing their thing. So I subscribed, but then I unsubscribed because they were hateful and bitter. They turned hateful and bitter on the live stream towards something, and I took it as not only a learning opportunity for me, but also I was really sad by that. I mean, they're my age, they should know better. But I was doing the same thing last year when I was having a lot of trouble with the trolls, but it was really, you know, like perimenopause. But I think the last thing you want to see when you scroll through YouTube, like number one thing that ruins a creator's stream when I'm scrolling through, is if they're talking about and yelling at trolls. Let's talk about trolls because they love when we talk about them. Trolls are people who lack control of their own life in some way, shape, or form, and they can't rectify that. A lot of us don't have control of certain things in our lives, and we just deal with it, I guess, right? Trolls on YouTube, when they come into a live chat, they just want to control the thing like they control a game. The ability to control anything gives them the dopamine hit. That's what it does. That's what does it for trolls. That dopamine hit when they see a creator even just delete them out of there. Let's say a troll comes on here right now and I don't even acknowledge their comment, but they see me take a moment to delete them and then they're gone. Dopamine hit. They controlled me. Or they come in the channel and people start reacting to their comments and I start reacting to their comments. They've gained control of the chat. They've gained control of the live stream. They feel very powerful, right? So that is how they use YouTube, since they can't find any content that's really valuable. So what I like to do on this channel, you guys, we've been on for a few years now. My demographic is largely American men in their prime and weird girls, and then a bunch of other people. Okay, and other people, we love you too. So when I learned that that was my demographic, I was like, perfect. Let's take this opportunity to offer the incels and trolls of the world a place to come here and help mold and shape a community that actually does give you the dopamine hit you're looking for by being a good person. We want to build these men into the men they don't know they want to be, but it's also the same version of themselves that would attract the woman, that would attract the life. And it really starts with, for example, what we did a stream about the other day was the basic hygiene, like no-brainers, red flags, or whatever they call it, deal breakers for guys. And really, the only thing everybody came up with in the chat was breath and butt. Make sure your breath and your butthole smell nice and minty fresh. Okay. So, hi, everybody. Who am I seeing? I see Godfather. Let me go back in the chat. Godfather, I'm just going to call out our lovely mods and regulars that I see first with the blue names. That's it. And then we got Joe's Secret Garden, Sonus and Jeffrey Joe, and Still Love and Joe, Jeffrey, and Sonu, Jeffrey, and hi, everybody. Poople juice. That's so funny, Joe. Oh, poopy juice, it says. I'm sorry. Like, it's this little. It looked like you said poople. I say poople doodle. That's what I say. I say poople. Oh, I got a poople doodle. So I thought you said they smell like poople juice. Fingernails. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did talk about fingernails. If you don't have clean fingernails, you shouldn't be trying to touch a woman. When I say girl, I mean woman. Just for anyone who's a little confused. Thank you for the thing you sent. It looks like a doggy singing into a microphone. Canva. My nose is running. As you know, the moment I start live streaming, maybe it's just because it's vibrating my face now that I'm talking. I have toddlers today. Yeah, that's okay. They're allowed to be here. Let's just let them rip because it helps the algo to have a bunch of people commenting. I've got it on just anybody mode right now. It's not on subscriber only mode. Like literally my nose is literally running. Ah! So I want to say as a woman, some of the things, one of the things in particular, there was a man I was dating and I don't even remember who it was. I think I might remember. And when we were kissing, you know, he was like breathe out his nose and stuff, but his nose breath smelled bad. Like he needed to go in there and clean the inside of his nose and shave the hairs out and stuff, and something, his nose breath was bad and I couldn't with it. Like I don't, blah, blah, blah. You need a neti pot. And the other thing is, like, don't exhale your smoke through your nose. Don't do that. Oh, because that's how you get bad nose breath. Joe. You know what I mean? And for older guys, if you've got like literal hair growing out of your ears, I don't know, bro. I don't know. In your nose, you got to get that shit handled. If you have hair growing out of your ears, you need to get it handled, but not, you can't just shave it. I don't know what you're going to have to do. But I dated a guy, like one literal date. I went to dinner to meet a guy. And this was maybe a year ago. And guys are old. Old men now, older than me, are old men, I've learned. So I've literally quit dating because the option is younger or older, and I don't want either. But he had clumps of hair on his ears that were shaved, and it looked like mold. So I was just like, you know what? I just don't think I can do this any longer, guys. No hair in ears, Bruce. Thank you for letting me know. You know, man brain, like, oh, there's only like a couple days a month that I would be willing to deal with where men are coming from. I can no longer be brainwashed by my chemicals in my brains. No longer. It's so funny. So many people tell me I look like Jamie Lee Curtis. When I had dark hair with bangs, everybody told me I look like Sandra Bullock. Keep shit groomed and looking good. Yeah, like take your clippers and shave that shit off and then let it grow back. Not necessarily your leg hairs, but like your pits and your stuff. If you're hairy on your body, like put a little guard on there and shave it shorter so it's still soft. But because no woman wants to be impaled by stubble. When it's grown out, it's softer. So you either need to shave and stay on top of it daily, or let it grow. Let it grow. It's so soft. But then if you have hair, you need to keep it clean so it doesn't smell musty and disgusting. I'm not picky. I'm a divine feminine, right? The divine feminine would probably anoint you with oils and clean you up when you get home so that you're not disgusting and she can be with you without getting the plague. Thanks for dressing up and showing up. Are you talking to me? This is like, I've been wearing this for about the past 3 days. You'll notice that I just do that. Once I find something to wear, I'll wear it until it's completely filthy because I'm a total hypocrite. But I think we can all admit men are normal men from my generation and older still had testosterone, so they're just generally more stinky and gross than women. Female never grows up, thank God. Thank God. And I don't mean God, I just mean whoever the fuck created us. And I'm not certain that who created me created you. I really don't know. Whoever created me, I mean, I got a love-hate relationship with them. They can kind of like yay them and also fuck off at the same time. The same clothes since 2005. Nothing wrong with it. My Discord and WhatsApp? No. I have a Discord. I have 2 of them because I forgot the first one. So I made a second one and now I've forgotten both of them. Maybe I'm a dog too. Maybe Geneviève Night. I don't know. You guys find it and tell me what it is. How old am I? I'm 50, what? 5, maybe? I think. Something. And you guys, I've been making my own products. I've been making my own products, you guys. What do you think of that? Does anybody want hair that looks like mine? Woo, woo. I'll send you some stuff. Big Nook, okay, honey, you have a beautiful day too. Is 29 too young for me? Too young for what? One of my children? I have a 22-year-old and a 16-year-old. So if men don't do it for you, try women. I have. No. Nope. Honestly, I'll be really fucking honest. I just am not sure I like humans too much. Maybe it's a species issue. You create mayhem, I know you do. And there's a lot of women that feel just like I do. They wish they were lesbians. It's not like I'm asexual. It's not like I, wouldn't like to have a cool companion. It's just the behind the scenes motivations I can't get down with. When I hang with people, I don't have an ulterior motive. I'm present in the moment. And thus, I forget other people have ulterior motives. Try AI. This is a copper coil with a quartz that I dug up out of the earth. I dug it up out of the earth and wrapped it up there. And I don't know if it does anything, but if it does something, I'll take that. Thank you, Benjamin. I am sort of outgoing, right? I'm like a dog. So I'm a Leo and I was born in the year of the dog. Okay? And I'm a weird girl. So the combination makes me kind of like a dog. So you know how dogs will come up to you and be like, yeah, let's be friends. And that's kind of like how I am. Am I outgoing and extroverted? I am, but it quickly exhausts me unless I meet others who have similar energy, which is rare to find. Daniel, I'm not sure what you're saying. And Benjamin, like I was just saying, I made my own hair product because I live in the desert, essentially, kind of a highlands desert. And now I have my own hair products that I've made. And I think maybe I'll start packaging them and selling them. Herkimer diamond hunting? What's a Herkimer diamond? And why wouldn't I? Maybe. I like digging in the earth. I like digging in the earth so much, I think I could probably do it all day. When I have earth to be on, I'm on it all day. Oh, I like being on the earth all the time. And look at me. Right now I'm in a garage on top of a trailer that I'm building into a tiny house so I can go live on the earth all day. Here's this wall. Here's that wall. These things, I'm not sure what I'll do with them, but this is not coming. That is coming. Shadow. Shadow. Hi, Shadow. You good boy? Hmm? Yeah. Plothound Pyrenees to protect me while I enjoy the land. He has proved that he will do that. He does not need to do that sometimes when he does that, but he thinks he does. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? That is a big dog. Doctor, how are you, ma'am? Everyone, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here and do not know who I am, I'm your mama. I'm your internet mommy, and we're going to raise you up right, because none of us were raised right by our own parents, or we wouldn't be here. So I'm going to take the opportunity and raise you up again, the stuff you didn't get before, or you wouldn't be on YouTube. First of all, I'd like you to know that a consensus in a previous live stream says, wash your ass, your mouth, your nails, and I'm going to say make sure that all your holes are clean and free from tons of hair and stinky stuff. Rainbow quartz sitting on my console, but they're not worth very much. Piezoelectric is all they're good for. Okay. I don't know that much about rocks and whatnot, but I'd like to. I'd like to know, are any of you conspiracy theorists? And what are you following now? Now, you need to have, as any good conspiracy theorist would, some really compelling evidence already. So, do any of you have compelling evidence for a conspiracy theory I may not have heard of? I like a good conspiracy theory. Especially because it somehow seems that we're always right. It comes out that, in fact, it was a conspiracy that we had a theory about. Nicer specimens are double terminated. I still don't follow. What's this one? Just a quartz crystal I dug up out of the ground, right? The Southern Poverty Law Center Manufacturing Racism. That's a sentence and a question. I don't get it. My hair looks nice with curls. Thank you very much. I now have developed a hair product. Actually two. And between the two of them, your hair will be absolutely perfect and feel good and look amazing all the time. And if you are trying to be a blonde, which I am not, but I know how to do it, basically free, with no damage to your hair. I know how to grow hair super, super, super long. Do I dye my hair? No, I do not dye my hair. Hexagonal matrix carbon composites. I'll have to check that out. Have I patented it? No. How am I so cute and beautiful? That's a conspiracy you're following? Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Drink a lot of water. Well, yes, and make sure that it's actually water that your body needs, okay? Because are we made of water? No. We're made of plasma. We're made of saline. We're made of plasma. You can dehydrate yourself very badly. Good luck. It hides behind a half dozen veils. I know. All the conspiracy theories came true. I'm glad to be part of it. I know, Peps. I'm saying. And I've been sounding the alarm for so long. What gets me is the people who are, they still deny things that are easily shown to just be fact on like government websites. And they still want to argue it. I wonder if they're just fake, because I have a hard time believing that anybody would be that dumb. Like, it's not a conspiracy theory any longer. It's literally not even hardly, it is a conspiracy, but the fact that you don't know it doesn't make it untrue. The fact that they refuse to just go look at a couple of government web pages to see, it's all there. They're not hiding it. It's just that you're hiding it from yourself, which is that's called ignorance. When you ignore what's there. Okay? If you're just dumb, that's one thing. But if the information is there and you ignore it and people are trying to tell you, then you're just ignorant. Bionic, how are you? Tone, thank you so much. That's nice of you to say. Israel Bermudez. Hello, my great-grandfather's name was Israel as well. Hello, Mr. Louisiana, Mr. Wick. How you doing? Let me blow my nose again, because, you know, my nose just runs when I talk. I don't talk unless I'm on the live stream. Excuse me. There we go. Uh-huh. I heard the chemtrail thing from you. Yeah, well, it's so weird that there's people that they still don't want to believe, so I'm putting together a composite, and there's other things I have to share with you guys if you're interested. I'll do a whole playlist on this. I've collected images, satellite images of 2 major cities in another country, of all of the blue rooftops and what those buildings are. Why would all of those specific buildings, and I have the names of them, all have blue rooftops, and some of them even have blue painted on the property around? Okay? Lots of them. And you can't, you know how it goes. Once you see it, you cannot see it. And it turns out that every single alarm I've been sounding for 25, 30 years now is true. I was right. Because I don't come up with this shit just in my own fucking head. I am a researcher, and I have extreme pattern recognition, and I just see it. I see the breadcrumbs, and when you follow those breadcrumbs, don't you know, you end up at a thing? And I'm scientifically trained. I'm an educated person, and I understand the scientific method. So let's say I see a pattern of something, and I'm like, what am I seeing here? What am I seeing here? And I start going down a rabbit hole a little bit, and then maybe I form a hypothesis. And then maybe I realize that my hypothesis actually was incorrect, but this other thing is correct, right? A good researcher looks for whatever evidence they can collect. They look at the evidence, and then they determine what's the most true based on what the evidence supports. The evidence supports the hypothesis that. Bam! And if you refuse to look at the evidence because you're afraid it might go against what you believe, then that's science as religion. That's science as dogmatic religion. Hey, Tea Time, how you doing, lady? Crazy lady. Crazy ass lady. Do I work out? Hey Caesar, how you doing? Tone, do I work out sometimes? Fire Tiger Blue Theory. What's Blue Theory? Bear, I've been a conspiracy theorist since the 1990s when I was gang stalked by the police. Oh, interesting. What gave you that kind of interest to them? That must be my word today. Every time I say interest or interesting, put a heart in the chat for me. The more often you repeat a lie, the more it becomes the truth. The color blue protects against laser radiation. So Peps, you know about the blue. Hang tight, because I'm going to open this up right now. Hold on. Yes, I remember the Blue Eagle from Sesame Street. I remind you of the Blue Eagle? I mean, that's kind of fucking cool. You're downloading my vibe? Do it. Do it. Pamela! Hi, honey. Totally decent. Okay, good. Tea time. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Bullshit. The sky is blue. The sky is blue. And do you know when you expose plants to blue, they grow stronger? Like if you take a piece of blue cardboard and put it next to a plant, that plant is going to go whoop. Okay, hold on, everybody. Shoto? No, I don't. I'm sorry. So why are you a dog? I was born in the year of the dog, according to the Chinese zodiac, Vernon. I don't think I'm a fucking dog. Okay, hang on, you guys. Stop commenting if you want me to read them. Hold on. And go ahead and subscribe, y'all. Let's do this. Okay, everybody, please subscribe to the stream. Smash that like button. We're going to go like this. We're going to call in our subscribers. That's not today. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for smashing the like button. Hang on now. I'm going to put this on. Whee! We're going to do, we're going to do just subscribers only for 1 minute. So subscribe. Also, I give away memberships twice a month, every month. So make sure you stay subscribed because you might get a membership. It's totally random. So anyone can get that. Hold on. We're going to do a little monetization here. Don't let that scare you. It's just going to do automatic. It's no big deal. Watch a commercial for me and then come on back, okay? It makes me a couple pennies. And when everybody does that, then it racks up and then it makes sense for me to be here, okay? And if you like what that ad is, click on it. Click on those fucking ads for me, everybody. I like that shit. That's manly. All right, let's go back here. That's what a good man does for his woman. Click those fucking ads. That's what a good man does for his woman. Woo! Phil, thank you, honey. There you go. All right, now look. I'm gonna find these pictures for you. Blackie, hi, honey. All right, don't move. Let's see. Uh-oh. Hold on. This is the problem with hair, is that it really does get in your face, honestly. And that's on some bullshit. So let me plug this in, if I can, to my phone. It's kind of twisted up amongst everything. Because what I'm about to do is show you. I'm about to show you all something that the conspiracy theorists on the channel will absolutely love. And you can even do it with me. Open Google Earth right now. And now I've only done it over this one country and 2 cities. I haven't done the whole world. Someone could probably build a little AI situation. Do we have any AI engineers in here? To scan Google Earth and let us know. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Hang on, Phil. I can't read that right now. Uh-oh. What happened? Did it come unplugged? Everything looks fine. Okay, there we go. What's happening? It's coming unplugged. It's going plug, not plug, plug, not plug, plug, not plug, plug, not plug. Uh-oh. No, that's a different one. No, don't go anywhere. Why does it keep unplugging and plugging? Let's try a different portal of the computadora. Computadora! There we go. All right, let's look. What? Did it happened again? Yeah, it's weird. This is weird. Hold on. Maybe it doesn't want me to show you. Hold on. Let me find out why we're having connection issues here. Because this... Yeah, KK, everybody knows. Thank you, but like everybody knows. Everybody says that whenever they come in the chat. Damn it. What's going on here? Why am I so fine, Chicago? Because you're attracted to dudes. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Because I'm not an angry old woman. Okay, Peps, we'll see you later. It's very interesting that I can't open my hard drive with that on it. It's like China won't let me. And I didn't even say China before, but now I'm saying it was China. Go look over China and look at all of the blue rooftops, and then you tell me what rooftops they are. I don't even have to go to my documents and my files. I can just literally go right to Google Earth, and I will prove it, and I will show you right now if you are into that kind of thing. I don't need my own files. I did spend time doing it. Superfine in this age. Interesting. That's like telling a fat girl she has a pretty face. All right. Google Earth. Explore Earth. All right. Uh-oh, let's look at Earth. All right, first we're going to look, you know what, actually, this was the second city I did. Let's look at the first city I did. Oh, no, maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, I did Beijing and then Hong Kong. All right, now watch. You can do this yourself. Beijing, China. Okay? You see that? All right, now. It was a couple years ago that I did this. It'll be interesting to see. I'm just going to zoom the fuck in. and start looking. So I'm zooming in. I've zoomed in now. And I'm specifically looking for stuff like I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. I knew it. Does anybody know what I'm going to say? Is anyone already... Oops, shit. Shit, I messed it up. 1 second. Yes, Devin, that is part of it. But you know how they started saying also red? So now I'm seeing a lot of that color. Hold on, I just messed up the... There we go. Let me get back into the main overview of the city. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Just hang on, I'm about to show you. All right. Here's a really good example. All right, here's a really good example. When you zoom in and start looking around, you're going to see buildings that look like this, right? And you might not think anything of it. But I took snapshots of these areas and there was a pattern. To which buildings were blue. But now what I'm seeing that I was not seeing before, guys, because I was looking for everything, I am now seeing a huge amount of red buildings. I thought I would, because it seems like China would have red buildings, right? Why isn't it telling me what these things are? I need to know what these things are. Stop. I want to know what the buildings are. Before, when I hovered over it, it would tell me what the building itself was. What's that? That's like all... That is weird. Okay, so I just kept looking and looking. Looking and looking. Looking and looking. What's this? Blue building right here? As I said before, it was popping up what it is. Where's add place mark? Well, I really just wanted to pop up and tell me what this is. But when you go through, if you have a map, that tells you what stuff actually is, go through and look at the pattern. But now that there's so many red ones, I don't know what to think about that, other than it's another thing. So I'm going to tell you what my research showed for what the blue is. And I did Beijing and Hong Kong. Okay. They were hospitals, the residential buildings for the doctors, police stations, schools, school playgrounds, the downtown government office buildings, but not the other embassies of other countries, just China. And a poultry factory, and a huge long parking structure along the freeway. Then I went to Hong Kong, and what I found was right next to Disneyland, there's army barracks, and they're all blue. And all the same types of buildings, the schools, the police stations, the hospitals, the residency buildings for the doctors, the school playgrounds, the government buildings, not any other country's government buildings, Those were the things painted blue or with blue tin roofs. Everything you would need to do what? Why exactly those buildings? Everything you would need to do what? Can Americans buy property in China? I don't know. I think you can. Yep. You can't own the land itself. All land is in China is owned by the state. Instead of outright ownership, you purchase the building and obtain a land use rights, which is typically granted for 70 years. So it's very much like what the United States does on BLM land. And by that, I don't mean Black Lives Matters BLM. I mean the Bureau of Land Management. You're welcome. You must have lived, worked, or studied in China for at least one consecutive year on a valid resident permit. A valid residence permit. Oh, you mean you can't just go there and just walk across the border? No. Tourist or business visas do not qualify. You have to have an actual residence permit. Ooh, one property limit. Foreign individuals are restricted to owning only one residential property, which must be for personal use or dwelling. You cannot buy properties for the purpose of renting them out commercially. City-specific rules. Purchases generally must be made in the specific city where you hold your residence permit. Local housing bureaus may also require you to show proof of local tax and social security payments. There you go. My favorite restaurant for a nice dinner, I don't know, like Chick-fil-A. You mean my favorite cuisine? Why the blue buildings? DEWs. They're saying it's misinformation, that blue protects you from the Skin Cancer Foundation recommended dark and vivid colored fabrics like black, navy blue, or deep red. But they deny blue objects are not affected by the DEWs. They won't even tell you on the internet, honestly. You got to go find those other conspiracy theorists yourself. Nephilim offspring. Asians and Caucasians, what? Bullshit how they treat us? It is. Anyway, so then it's like red. So since people started seeing that blue things weren't being incinerated, then they also now, it's like red. So if you want to protect yourself, and this is just complete conspiracy theory, crazy bullshit, you need to have like layers of red and blue, red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. That's what I think. And I also heard that marine paint has copper in it, which does the same thing as lead paint. You know how they put a lead apron on you when you get an x-ray? It protects your home. They can't see through lead paint. Marine paint does the same thing. It gives you privacy. It's a little Faraday cage. So go get you some marine paint. DEW, direct energy weapons. Have you not seen a direct energy weapon? Direct energy weapon video. Here's the, I hope they show it. This is, hold on, let me skip the ad. These are the top 10 direct energy weapons in use today. This is frightening. Hold on, let me turn my sound off on this. I will show you if you don't know. You guys, did we get over 20? We already did get over 28,000. Okay. Let me turn that off. You haven't seen them? It's fucking scary. You're going to be scared, you guys. Thank you for the new subscribers. God, hold on. Where'd it go? Okay, let me find it again because I totally lost it. Let me find it. Oh my gosh, now it's not showing me anything. Isn't that weird? Let me go back here. Let me see. Videos. Color blue isn't affected by DEWs due to the color's frequency. Hold on. I want you to see them firing off of the military ships. DEW military test. All right, maybe this will do it. Oh, wait. There it was. That was what I was looking for right here. This is scary.
Rather than intercept atmospheric targets like drones or missiles. Its true specifications are highly classified, but Russian sources claim it can disable optical sensors at orbital altitudes.
Hold on. Something's playing in the background.
Assets in real time. The laser is likely in the high hundreds of kilowatts range.
Here we go. It was playing.
And they use adaptive they're real. And they're already reshaping how militaries defend against modern threats. From the deserts of the Middle East to the decks of naval destroyers, directed energy weapons are silently taking down drones, rockets, and even satellites. In this video, we're counting down the top 7 directed energy weapons that are currently in service, ranked by how powerful, advanced, and combat-ready they truly are. Number 7, the ANSEQ-3 Laser Weapon System, or XN-1 LAWS. The LAWS made history as the first high-energy laser weapon to serve aboard a U.S. Navy warship. Installed on the USS in the Persian Gulf, LAWS began live-fire trials in 2014, successfully disabling drones and even smaller boats. It used a 30-kilowatt solid-state laser and marked the beginning of the U.S. Navy's journey into directed energy weapons. Although the Pons has since been decommissioned, the experience gained from LAWS directly influenced the development of more advanced systems like Helios and Odin. It may not be firing today, but its legacy endures. LAWS proved that lasers could operate in real-world maritime conditions, opening the door for the systems that followed. For that reason, it earns an honorary spot of our list of in-service DEW distance beam focusing. It is deployed near Russian ICBM launch sites to protect strategic forces. While not battle-tested, Petrakovich's strategic purpose and deployment are confirmed, making it the only operational anti-satellite laser in the world, and a uniquely dangerous tool in the emerging space conflict domain. Number 5, the Odin. The optical dazzling interdicted navy, which is the first directed energy weapon actively deployed across multiple U.S. Navy destroyers. Unlike Helios, Odin is not built to destroy targets, but to blind and disable the electro-optical sensors of incoming UAVs or surveillance systems. It uses a low-power solid-state laser, likely in the 10 to 20 kilowatt range, optimized for optical suppression rather than destruction. Deployed since around 2021 and fully integrated into Navy fleets by 2024, Odin offers real-time ISR denial with no kinetic response. It is installed on Oliver-class ships and serves as a soft kill, non-escalatory system to tether surveillance and drone threats in contested regions. While it doesn't shoot down targets like other systems on this list, its stealthy, persistent defense makes Odin a quiet but powerful little layer of protection and a model for future naval DEW roles. Number 4, the Silent Hunter. China's Silent Hunter, a truck-mounted fiber laser developed by China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. Originally shown for anti-terror and internal security, it has since entered service with China's military and paramilitary forces. Silent Hunter operates at 30 to 100 kilowatt, depending on configuration, and is capable of destroying drones, light vehicles, and precision-guided munitions. Its reported maximum engagement range is up to 4 kilometers with burn through time of a few seconds, depending on target material. The system is fully mobile, and units have been seen at public defense, police deployments, and international defense expos. While not confirmed in military combat, Silent Hunter is widely regarded as China's most mature laser system currently deployed. Number 3, the Directed Energy Maneuver Short Range Air Defense, or DEM SHORAD. The mobile laser defense system is mounted on an 8x8 striker vehicle and also uses a 50 kilowatt high energy laser to protect troops against UAVs, mortars, rockets, and small loitering munitions. It is designed for short range battlefield engagements with an effective range of 1 to 5 kilometers depending on atmospheric conditions. DEM SHORAD began operational deployment in 2024 and is now used across several army brigades. It offers a lightweight, low-cost complement to missile-based short-range air defenses like the Stinger and
Lasers.
kinetic interceptors. It is near zero. Number 2, the Helios. The high-energy laser with integrated optical gas air and surveillance, developed by Lockheed Martin for the U.S. Navy. Helios is installed aboard Arleigh-class destroyers, beginning with the USS Purple. It combines a 60 to 120 kilowatt solid-state laser with long-range surveillance sensors and a dazzling laser for ISR denial. Helios is directly integrated with the Aegis combat system, allowing seamless queuing and engagement alongside traditional missile defenses. It is designed to defeat UAVs, fast attack boats, and potential cruise missiles, providing soft kill and hard kill capability from a single mount.
Soft kill and hard kill. What?
With near instantaneous targeting. As it entered operational service, it became the U.S. Navy's first offensive laser integrated with a ship's full combat suite. At number 1 is Israel's Iron Beam, a high-energy laser air defense system developed by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. This weapon uses a 100 to 150 kilowatt solid-state fiber laser, making it one of the most powerful DEWs currently in service. Mounted on ground-based mobile platforms, Iron Beam is designed to intercept and destroy short-range threats like rockets, artillery shells, mortars, and drones. Its effective engagement range is between 5 to 10 kilometers, depending on weather and target type. Unlike conventional missile interceptors, Iron Beam offers virtually unlimited shots as long as it has power, and it costs less than $5 per shot. It is seamlessly integrated into Israel's multi-layered defense system, complementing Iron Dome, David Sling, and Aero systems. In 2025, it officially entered service with initial units deployed along the Gaza and northern borders. Thanks to its battlefield utility, affordability, and combat readiness, Iron Beam tops the list as the world's most capable operational laser weapon. Which one do you think is the most game?
Okay, so if it's lightweight enough to put on whatever, it's lightweight enough to put on an airplane and shoot down. If it's $5 per shot, then imagine just taking out an entire population of people where you're like bonk, 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 bonk. It's like putting a magnifying glass over ants and taking them all out. You're welcome. Tone, what I see is that we're actually in it right now. People don't understand what World War III actually is. It's a battle for the human consciousness. It's a battle for what are you going to do with your mind and energy. Are you going to be a sovereign, spiritual human? Or are you going to be locked into society and have nanobots in your body because you won't be able to go back? And everybody probably has nanobots in their body right now. Even if you didn't get the shot, you still have that shit in your body. You can get a test to find out if you have that shit in your body, but most likely you do. So, pistol. What's this? Air defense. Top 7 most popular U.S. directed energy weapons, laser weapons. La 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 la. Shock the world. Blah 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 blah.
They're pressing. They're pressing. All right, Gemini.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you'll get your first month free when you join today. Sign up for just
The
$1
devil
now
is
for
on
$4.99.
earth.
This video is
Something
sponsored
like
by
that,
Opera.
yes. And they get people
The
to be
legal power
devils.
limit for a laser pointer is 5 milliwatts. Well, I think it would be funny to build one that's 50,000 times stronger than that. Now, I've showcased a lot of ridiculous portable lasers on this channel, but so far, none of them come close to that kind of power.
Remember, the Second Amendment
My
says we're allowed
strongest
to have
laser,
whatever
which
weapons
was
our
world
government has.
record-breaking when I built it, isn't even half of this level. Now, considering the advances in laser tech since I made this thing, I think it's time to build a laser pointer that just completely blows it out of the water. Now, I'll admit that more power isn't my only motivation here. This laser is horribly designed, and it is just plagued with issues. Not only do I want the next one to be stronger,
Arizona has a
I want it to be
Stargate.
good, and packed with cool
Iran
features.
has a Stargate.
Like the last one.
You are a
the heart of the new
Stargate,
laser
y'all.
is gonna be
You.
the best diode array
You
the
are.
Chinese black market has to
That's
offer.
what they
The
want to
kicker is that
stop
there
you
have been
from
5
knowing.
years
You
of
are the
improvements on these
Stargate in
things.
there.
The new arrays are stronger, brighter, and more efficient. They still carry the same dubiously legal charm as the last ones, though.
So this is
They still
how
ship
I
with
think the the things were carved. You know how they're like, it's carved so perfect, blah, blah, blah. I think this is how they understood how to create a very strong laser, probably from the sun. And then as they're going along, like, you know, those incredibly ornate buildings, probably laser 3D printed, by redirecting a laser from that image onto that thing and just burning it right into the image with laser technology that is very, very simple in reality.
Scratched out part numbers, and the manufacturer
With magnifying
still denies
glass.
they even exist. Now, as long as I can input money into eBay to acquire these, then I'm not going to complain.
The evil of man.
I mean,
Exactly,
honestly, the
Godfather.
feeling that I'm not supposed to own these really adds to the appeal.
They're pressing. They're pressing.
This boy from another ad.
Gemini.
Harbor Freight Tools are working hard in Nico's one-man shop in Illinois. He demands affordable tools.
I need some hydraulic jacks.
I've hooked a new array
Okay.
up to a lab power supply as a test. And although I can't push it to full power on this thing, it gives an idea of the insanity that I'll be working with here. The array is the same physical size as my first one, but with more emitters packed in the same area. And according to the sketchy data sheet, it's rated for 161 watts of output power. I'm actually going to attempt to push it far beyond that using some overclocking techniques, but that's going to take more careful design than this
What's
piece of
free
trash
will?
I built 5 years ago.
Free
Now, if you
will
think
is
I'm
the
exaggerating when I say this
that
thing
it's
is
your
poorly
choice
designed,
to be a
well,
divine
it
human
randomly quit working a few months
or
ago.
to
I
be
don't
a
even know
controlled
why. So let's open it up
human.
and see what's going on.
non-divine.
Oh, it definitely
Plugged
smells
into your
crispy
divinity or
under
not
here.
plugged into your
I don't
divinity.
actually see
Your
anything that's, like,
choice.
burnt up. Well, it looks like it's the batteries. They are completely fried. I wonder if the dead batteries has anything to do with how you have to, like, smash these batteries into the laser.
So anyway, you guys, I know I've tested this. You know how years ago, even just maybe you realized it this year, whatever you say or type into your phone, whatever you say in your home, out of your mouth that can be heard, you'll start getting ads for something related to that. You know that. You've known that for a long time. Okay? What you don't know is that now all you have to do is just think of it. So do a test right now, and I've had you guys do this test before. I want you to think of something that you never have a reason to think about. I want you to think about a product that you do not use because you don't have the thing that product, you know what I mean? Ancient technologies and knowledge. Yes, yeah. It's not just the Vatican. You got to understand who controls the Vatican, who controls the corrupt Zionist government that wants to represent Israel and its people, who controls every war, who controls every prime minister and pope, who controls all of that. The Vatican doesn't control anything. Ugh. Excuse me. All right. We're back. Yeah, exactly. The fake Jews. Y'all need to understand who the true Jews were and who the true Hebrews are. And this comes from someone who is of Jewish heritage, who went to the University of Judaism on a scholarship. Okay? And here's what I know, and here's what rabbis know. First of all, there's political Zionism that's running the show right now, and there's religious Zionism. The black hat Jews that live inside Israel now, that fly the Palestinian flags and all that, they're religious Zionists. They do not accept the corrupt Zionist political party that controls everything now, which is just controlled by the City of London families, if you guys know who those people are. The actual true Jews are black and most likely still represented well in Ethiopia. That is as close an estimation as my research shows me. He went batshit when he found out he was a pawn also of the city of London. You got to understand that anyone in history you've ever heard about was a pawn of the city of London, or they want the story of that person to be controlled by flipping it inside out, the opposite of what it was. Any true heroes in history are made out to be pedophiles. And I'm not saying the people that are pedophiles that we think are pedophiles aren't pedophiles and that they're heroes. I am not saying that. I'm saying that if you're a truly great person in history that tried to free people, you are often, your story is twisted into making you out to be crazy or whatever. And if you were crazy, then they try to twist it into whatever. You got to do the research for yourself. So anyway, even rabbis who are educated, and if they're a rabbi, they should be, will tell you that the true Jew is the African, the black African, still to this day. We know that. Now, like me, the Northern and Eastern European Jews, okay, my family's heritage most likely comes from Iran, because my grandmother, everybody says my great-grandmother looks very Persian. So likely when the Persian king chose Judaism, she was swept up in that. I think we migrated up from like the Basque and around from wherever, right? The bloodline. And so most likely I am a mixture of Northern light-skinned European Persian Jews. So I'm not a real Jew. The real Jews would be black Africans. Most people don't have the ability to even free their own being, correct? Most people are not willing to admit they don't know anything. Everything I tell you guys, I let you know that so far this is what the evidence and the research shows me. Yeah, the Ethiopian Bibles, you want to look at that stuff if you're interested in knowing what has been sort of covered up and concealed. Maybe. I got a wisdom and izzles. Hang on. I'll be right back. There we are. Well, thank you for hanging out. The CIA declassifies remote viewing and that we are in a simulation. What do they mean by simulation? A simulation of what? I'm not arguing with you. I'm asking you because I haven't seen the part where they call it a simulation. Of course, I do know about remote viewing. If you've ever been to my website, psychicbestie.com is where that information sits. But I will never side with the ideology of those that believe a benevolent God will support the AI Aquame Martyrs Brigade. Okay. Nobody lives forever, period, says Tone. Jerusalem was a crossroads. Black Ethiopians are not the only Jews, but they seem to be the only Jews that came away from that crossroads with any Gnostic truth. It's the Ashkenazis that are fake. Thank you. And that is my bloodline, is the Ashkenazi. And don't you know, if you look back through history and you really read some shit that Ashkenazim has done, like, I don't want to be identified with that group of people, honestly, because some of the shit that I've heard is fucking horrible. Ah. Now, if you know what my last name is, that is the English version of my last name of my ancestors. And they were the singers in the temple. And I'll take that. Okay, that's the heritage. Whoever sent 401 jewels, thank you so much. Who did that? I'm not looking at my computer anymore, but thank you. Let me... Why am I only looking at the top chat? Chat filter, top messages, all messages. Bootlicker. I didn't see that until I changed it over. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you. Let's see. Bootlicker says, Tone, we used to live to 800 years old, just Polish and Romanian. I'm German mixed with Sephardic. And they tried to induct me with their insanity. Genetics doesn't make you a bad person, though. Believing insanity does, yeah. When I heard that, for example, babies who get circumcised by a rabbi, many times that rabbi takes his own mouth and on the baby's thing, not only is that disgusting, but like 80% of those babies end up with herpes from that. So, oh, ex-bootlicker. My bad, my bad. So when I heard that, and then I went to school up on the hill, the School of the Jews, and I saw for myself, and I was like, oh no, something has gone wildly awry. And because my ancestry dates back and goes directly to the Levites, well, you know who the Levites were, don't you? They're the only ones that God could count on to, the ones who had gone awry. To try to keep things together, he had to trim the fat. And I used to have a real problem with that. And I was like, not my God. But now I get it. Just like you'd prune a rose bush. If you want it to grow the right way and be strong and healthy, you got to get rid of the fucking... Extreme survivalism, basically the insanity goes far south from that. Hillary has a form of cannibalism disease. I think it's called Kirku. I've heard of this, yeah. America is a death cult. America is a piece of land. Or do you mean Americans? Do you mean American media? What do you mean, darling? America is a death cult. What do you mean? The American government. Okay, when did it start being a death cult? I'm just curious what your perspective on the history of when this happened and how this happened. All people, cultures have killers. America is led by the MIC that Eisenhower warned us about. The MIC is a death cult. What's MIC? Ooh, itchy. Oh, yeah, military industrial complex, exactly. George Washington said, and I quote, "We need to stay out of other countries' fucking business." I agree with that. And do you know George Washington was like the 10th president? Ugh. Yeah, Tone. You're not from this timeline? I don't think a lot of us are from this timeline. I got dumped here. Nothing to do with Palestinians being part of the Ottoman Empire that supported the Kaiser. That dog doesn't hunt. Okay, do you know that Palestinians were supposed to get that land for fighting the Ottoman Empire, and then the British City of London families changed their mind? Are you aware of that? That they were promised that land to fight? George Washington's greatest paranoia was false patriotism. What's up, dear? What's up? What's up with the Grand Canyon saying there's pyramids there? I mean, just look at it. It's obviously a city. I know that sounds crazy, but just fucking look at it. Look at it like you have a brain in your head. Honestly, that's really all you have to do. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying that's kind of what's required to see a lot of this shit. Yeah, I don't know anything about Fox News, bro. Or CNN or any of that bullshit. What's up, Trailblazer? What's up? You guys, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. If you don't know, like 10 days ago or so, I fell the fuck far and fell and hard, and I didn't know I hurt myself. Mohammed Amin al-Hussein fought for the Ottoman Empire. This is a historic fact. Right, and he was promised... He fought for the Ottoman Empire? Okay, well, the British City of London families had the Palestinians fight the Ottoman Empire and promised them the land, and then they didn't give it to them. Then, many years later, so in the Palestinian area, you had Christians, Muslims, and Jews living in peace together. And then the Queen and Margaret Thatcher and the City of London families thought it'd be a really, really good idea to take the Jews returning from the Holocaust, instead of taking them back into, you know, all those European cities, giving them their homes back, trying to figure out, you know, well, where's my stuff? Just give them Israel. Make a new Israel. Get rid of them. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. And so they dumped them all over the people who were already living in the land. Like, I don't know, now they're your problem. And a lot of them behaved very badly and treated them, the people who were already living there, very badly. Hold on. I gotta blow my nose again, of course. And what I do know is that they move a bunch of people in to already we already live here. We are already living here. It's like you're already occupying a space, and then they come and just like, blah. So then what happened was a bunch of the Ashkenazim got together and thought it would be a good idea to basically go baby hunting. And they would just go walking through the streets and they'd see a Palestinian baby, they couldn't know, because it was Christians, Jews, and Palestinians living together peacefully in the land that they now got dumped on, that's now suddenly called Israel. And they go out and if they see a baby alone, they just take it. Well, this isn't right. We can give them a better land, a better home. We'll do a good thing. But that was how they lived. They were free people in a safe and free land where there might be a baby in the street, a toddler in the street by itself or whatever. It doesn't mean it's in danger. And they took all these children, they kidnapped them from their homes. And that was the Ashkenazim. And that's horrifying for me as a descendant of that bloodline to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What in your heads makes you think that's okay to do? Oh, we'll give it a better home. It shouldn't be playing in the street all dirty. And why not? It should be doing exactly that without worrying about if some Ashkenazim is going to come along and steal it right from out in front of its own house. So that's a little troublesome for me, among other things. Blur, just talking about some history. They sacrifice kids. I don't know anything about that. Yopstick. Mouth. Don't know what you're talking about. British were terribly are you beautiful? Throw out 909 companies because they're just so thrown out of what. Well, ego, okay, so here's the story, all right? I went to the University of Judaism, and I can tell you exactly what they teach. The reason why Jews are so hated, and I'm Jewish, I went to the University of Judaism, this is what they teach. And kind of what I learned, what I saw firsthand. So Jews move into an area and they set up shop. They make really good quality stuff. They sell really good quality stuff. All the stuff, right? When someone comes into your community, right, you go and you welcome them. You buy their things. You engage with them and all of that stuff, right? You go to their stores, you buy from them. They will not go to your store and buy from you unless they have to. They'll buy from other Jews first and only. They'll loan you money and collect interest from you, but not from other Jews. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to collect interest from other Jews. And every 7 years, those debts are forgiven anyway. They will not buy your products. They will not invite you to dinner. You will never be part of that community, ever. That exclusivity starts to rub everybody else the wrong way. Because what ends up happening is you're buying from them. They're not buying from you. So the money goes in and it never comes back out. They build their own. They start buying real estate. They start owning businesses. They start dominating financially. The existing government, the existing businesses, the existing people that are already there realize it's a one-way street, and they start distancing themselves. And the way the Jews go into communities and do that is what makes them so hated. They're exclusive. They will not go both ways back and forth. And historically, that is why they end up being hated. This is what the rabbis teach at the University of Judaism as of 1997, when I went there. Yeah, Daniel. It was really sad too, because before that I was at a Franciscan nun college, and the professors were nuns. Man, they were amazing, very empowering, beautiful people. And in my naivete, I just realized we were Jewish because I knew we were like of Russian descent. But I didn't really realize we were Jewish, and I read a book, To Be a Jew, and it sounded so beautiful. I'm like, I'm Jewish, let me go be with my people. And I got a scholarship to that school, and when I went there, I was like, oh, wow, I am not like you. The University of Judaism is now called the American Jewish University, and the campus I went to and lived on was in Bel Air on Mulholland Drive. It's called the American Jewish University now. Loan to another Jews cannot charge interest from other Jews. Yes, I would be considered by bloodline to be Jewish. I was not raised Jewish. I went looking for it and found what I was not expecting to find. Jews don't go to church or worship with Sunday worshipers. That's correct. It's on Friday. The Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And then you have Havdalah, where you look at your fingernails through candlelight to prove that you did not work during the last 24 hours because your fingernails should be completely clean. No, it's Friday night to Saturday night because the first day begins at sundown. So the Sabbath begins at sundown to sundown, Friday to Saturday. Timothy, da-da-da-da, so it's not supposed to be that way. Everybody that God created is everybody on this earth. All religions come from Babylon. The only chosen people in the world are the ones that got to pick their parents. Every culture has different aspects. Yeah, obviously. Do you all know why Jews are called God's chosen people? May I know reason why they are doing it on Friday? Because that's in the Torah, it says. That's the day. The drawdown screwed up the military by Zionism. Political Zionism, you need to make that distinction or you don't know what you're talking about. You really do. There's religious Zionism and political Zionism. Understand the difference if we're going to have a conversation, please. Yeah, it says in the Torah that's the day. Because he gave us the Torah? Maybe. Why did he give Jews the Torah? Religion was invented to control the weak-minded. What I find fascinating is that people and Jews just accept that they're God's chosen people. I am literally the only human being I've ever heard say, chosen for what? Chosen to do what? Do you know the answer to that? What were they chosen to do? Daddy's home, Erica Kirk. I don't know what that means. Nobody else wanted it. The pagans were illiterate and could not read Hebrew or Greek or Latin. So they were pretty easy to teach something to if you were a good teacher. They're not God's chosen people as far as I'm concerned. God has not made a comment. Okay, ego person full of ego. We're not talking about you. We're talking about, does anybody know, has anybody ever asked the question, chosen for what? To be the light of the nations? Roger, how? Quran is a false Muslim text. Rough, I'd be thrown out of the country. I work 24/7, 365, and take my vacation August 1st. Sturgis. Oh, you're going to Sturgis? That's nice. Lobster season in the Keys. I'm a sinner. Oh, well. Chosen to bring peace on earth. How? By keeping the mitzvot. How? To lead. How? How? And if you are at all Jewish or you call yourself a Christian and you have not read the Torah and you do not know the answer to this, I'm going to teach you, but you need to really fucking listen. To be the light unto the nations and spread the Torah and knowledge of God. How? Not to spread the Torah and the knowledge of God. That is Christianity. That's not Judaism. A lot of Jews you described as religious Zionists reject the term. It's become a toxic term. Take Rabbi Weissman's perspective. You label him religious Zionist, but here, okay, what do they? Because I totally understand why they would do that. I completely get why they would do that. What's he saying? Is he just saying Jew? Is he saying Orthodox? People need to understand the terms and the difference between religious and Zionist, religious and political Zionists, and you can't quite describe it without saying religious Zionism. Says in the Bible, do not do as pagans do. Right, so they wanted to make the pagans Christian. Diego, November 1968. A young girl told me I will win the lottery. I keep on playing. Why are you asking me that? Back to salt mines for me. I have an awesome day. Okay, bye-bye, Ruff. You should be a professor. Okay, I am your professor. Which Rabbi Tovia Singer on your watch Rabbi Tovia Singer? You can argue forever about the idiocy written down and left to be found. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Corey Smith, how are you? To the lady in the video, need to keep that foul mouth away because God doesn't like a foul mouth. As a believer in Christ, you should not try to swear. Timothy, I'm pretty sure Jesus was talking about like not judging others. Go back to Sunday school, honey. It's okay. You'll be all right. I reject the term anti-Semitic as a Jew being it's become toxic term. Also, I insist there's a bigotry and I'm not better than anyone else so that I should have a special term to protect me. Okay, that's fine. Whatever you say. Great chat, bestie. Thanks, ex bootlicker. Are you psychic? Yes, very. What do you want? I'm not, the lottery thing is stupid. You're psychic too. Just ask yourself your own questions. Okay? You're psychic too. Ask yourself your own questions. Amy, what's been going on, girlfriend? We're an hour and a half in. Do you like celebrating Christmas, celebrating Easter Sunday? That's pagan holiday. Celebrating Halloween is pagan holiday. No, I don't celebrate those things. Thank you. And every single holiday, I tell my children the truth behind it. And if they want Christmas, they need to tell me what is Christmas. Why do we celebrate Christmas? If they can't tell me that, we're not celebrating Christmas. If they can't tell me about Hanukkah and what's Hanukkah about and why would we want to celebrate Hanukkah, then they can't celebrate Hanukkah. Was I right to keep God's commandments? Only you know. Timothy, the last message I said is you didn't say that. Google is adding autocorrect garbage. Pup is on the mend. We hatched ducklings. Ah. Did you eat any of them? Do you eat duck eggs? We ate peacock eggs back when we had peacocks. Just another paid holiday. Yeah, if you can't tell me what it is, I'm not running to the store to make an Easter basket for you. You know? And if you learn what it is and you still want a fucking Easter basket, I'd rather do an Easter basket, which is pagan. Honestly. Diego. I agree with you. I think what sets any human apart is what they do with their human divinity, which is their spirit. What do you do with the spiritual energy you have? How do you use your human divinity? Weed. I'm not judging you. I just say it's okay to judge righteously, but don't judge the appearance. Oh, it's okay to judge righteously. Who's allowed to judge righteously? You? You? You're allowed? Bootlicker. Google's not blocking your comments. I don't see any of your comments getting blocked. I celebrate the Yuletide in pagan German tradition. It's why the Christmas tree is brought inside. Correct. And I know that you used to put candles on the tree inside, which is very dangerous. Why the fuck would they do that? Who cast the first stone? Not me. Gonna smoke a fat bowl? Do it, girl. What is normal today? Nature is the only place you're gonna find normal, babies. Babies. Listen, who wants to come in nature and celebrate my birthday with me? We'll go somewhere natural. Who wants to do that? On 2 devices, I can see my comments being blocked. Really? Well, what are you saying that's getting blocked? Nope. I'm still not seeing it personally on here. So I don't know what to tell you, homie. Let's see. You can't go to heaven high. It says that in the Bible. No, it doesn't. Where? You're not going to see the comments because it never makes it onto your chat. That's weird. Why would they do that? We can hang out in nature just as we were born. What you think? Yep. You really need to come down here and visit me. I'm going to. I booked a prepaid ride for July, like 24th. Then I want to do like the hot August months. Like August and September in my secret cool place. And then down to you when it starts to cool off. And maybe stay for a while because Trinity needs to train for competition. And I've already alerted the children we're not renewing this lease. I'm ready to move on. And Corey and I are both in a position to show that we can actually, we could get a mortgage at this point. I'm reading Daniel's comment. Hold on. Zach, thank you for sending girl power, honey. That's awfully sweet of you. Bing, 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 bing. No rats allowed. You need to come down here, girl. I will. We could hang out in nature. Yes, we will. Everybody will. I know a few places up for sale. But it has to be high elevation trees and water. There's no way I can live anywhere near you. I don't know how you do it, honestly. That is definitely not how I thrive. I'm sorry, because I would like to live close to you. That would be so fun. I used to have a girlfriend I lived close to, and it was very fucking fun, you know? And she was a weird... That almost looked like bleh, but I meant this. I mean, you know, okay, whatever. On occasion, you never know. There are mountains with trees. No, there's not. Where? The autistic mind thinks in symbols. To translate it and make it come out of a tube with friction is so painful for my brains and my head and my muscles. I don't know how you guys do it. Ah. Ex-bootlicker, I would like to buy a town, but then I'm responsible for all the property tax unless everything is already sold and occupied. I've got to repair the streets, but I would be very good at owning like a primitive type of town. Bent, lean, Descartes. What? Hi. Where are there mountains with trees? So I would, here's the thing, you guys. Okay. You need to listen to me really fucking close. You need a life straw or two. Get a bunch. Get one for everybody or two for everybody. Get iodine pills. Get things to sustain life for a while. Get whatever meds you're offered from your doctor. Get it filled and throw it in the refrigerator. Just get it. Don't ever deny anything like that. Get it all. Resources, any resources, okay? Whatever you can get that will keep for a while, get that shit, okay? I've had some visions I've never spoken about for a while. I don't know if I spoke about it, honestly. But I want you to be prepared for anything. Be prepared to float. Be prepared to tunnel. Be as prepared as you can. Unless you don't care. And then you're like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Fair enough. For anything, Mr. Coffee Man. You're missing an E there. You trying to live in the wild? So I am nature, missing from nature, you know? I'm like when they take an animal from nature and put it in a habitat. That's me. I do my own medicine. I just recently cured scabies I catch regularly from the desert with garlic, cayenne, and salt. Interesting, Daniel. Very interesting. I just made my own face and hair products. And I want to bottle them up and send them to you guys. I live in a very dry climate, and I finally figured it out. Hey, Fire Tiger Leo Queen. I appreciate you. Long-time watcher, first-time chatter today. Thanks for answering my questions. You are welcome. Did I answer questions? I wasn't paying attention if you had put in. No problem. Did you ask me a question? Because I didn't see you ask me a question. What question do you have? I already know your question. Hang on. Oh, about the blue? Okay. But there's another question. But you ask yourself questions. You already know the answers. I love that for you. Thank you for that. I mean, for real. We need to know and tell others that they can answer their own questions. You sent me a picture. Thank you. Okay, so here I would like to invite you, little baby 65 people. Amish Gold, skills, land, tools. There you go. There you go. Drop. Oh, so after the videos, first of all, thank you all for being here. If you do not know me, my name is Geneviève. I'm a weird girl, and that means a lot of different things. Don't worry about it right now. In the comments, well, first of all, when you guys subscribe after this live stream, I try to go through and subscribe back to your channels. But specifically, let me know. Fire Tiger Legal Queen, little better. Thank you. For that, you get, and the others who sent stuff today, thank you. I've got 566 jewels. I appreciate that so much. I don't know what I do with them. Do they turn into money? I don't know, but I appreciate you thinking of me when you could give them to anybody. So I'm going to show you this with my singing bowls that I've never seen anybody else do. I have one inside of the other, and I'm not going to hit it and go around. What I'm going to do is actually just start going around it and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Another page, watch as well. Sent flowers, sent floating hearts. Thank you, Amy. Aw, Amy sent that. Thank you so much. Now I do see a bunch of things getting held for review. Oh, that's why. Okay, watch. Right. But see, this singing bowl, usually the way that it's used is you hit it and go around it, and it makes a completely different tone than this. Hey, Heather. Now, Mr. Kaufman, listen what happens when you tap it first. Watch. Watch. That's totally different. Even if I just do it like that, it's still the low tone. But when I put one inside of the other, even if I go like this, watch. Okay, so now it's doing it. It wasn't doing it the other day. It's almost like it's learned how. Beyond, hello, and welcome back. Oh, wait a minute. Ex-bootlicker, I can see where you're saying I'm a drummer here, but not on here. There, I can see that. Okay. It'll be different if I hold it in my palm. Yeah, Daniel, I'm aware. I'm aware. With that in mind, I want you to look at the mud floods. How could they sink multiple civilizations around the world 10 feet in an instant? That's right. Has anyone here, do you remember ever before the past year or two hearing about Tartaria and the mud floods? And that our history is not as old as they say it is? And about the World's Fairs and the buildings that they say they made in 2 years and they were ornate and beautiful and we don't make them like that and they knocked them down? Horrible earthquakes. Of course I did. Of course I did. Mr. Kaufman, no. So the way you'd sink entire civilizations is with that. And here's the other thing. Here's some other wacky conspiracy theory, you guys. Occupied them during the 19th century after evacuating, yes. Intact from underground, they had been buried by some kind, yes, exactly, beyond. When did you start first hearing about that? I'm curious. Catastrophic natural disaster, usually said to be a mud flood. All over the whole world at once? They said Tesla had a machine that used synchronized sound waves that almost brought buildings down. Daniel, I study harmonics as an ordnance corvette and military scientist. Okay, so why did they shut down CERN, Daniel? 1 to 2 years ago you first started hearing about it? Interesting. See, I studied my mother's encyclopedias, read them. Read the Guinness Book of World Records. I read a photo analysis book that had a ton of old photos in it. And there are some photos that they are now associating with Tartaria and Tartarians that I'm pretty sure I saw decades and decades ago. But I cannot tell you for sure. Why did they shut down CERN after, what, 5 earthquakes on 3 different continents? 29, so a lot of the history is even more buried and not really taught in school. Yep. That's correct. And if you want to know why they did that, you need to know about John Taylor Gatto. I'll put it down there so you can see his spelling. Now, and you really need to like download these videos. Now, when you type in his name, it won't go to his website anymore. It only goes to YouTube videos. You gotta really watch his videos. He's dead now. When he was alive, he started speaking more and more slowly, so you might want to speed up the videos. You gotta listen to what he says about the intentional dumbing down. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. The history is not taught anywhere, dude. Yeah. So the other one on YouTube, who you can look at to teach you the history and they know what's been going on, is this. I think that's how it's spelled. Wait. I don't know if it's spelled this way or this way. Promethean Action News. I don't know if it's spelled that way. They have a grip on what's going on, I think. CERN, I believe, has something to do with the laser and ayahuasca blind study. Essentially, matter has no substance. CERN was fucking with the underlying program information matter is made of. So why did they shut it down? How many channels do I have? What do you mean by that? You got kidnapped by aliens? Kidnapped. Let's just see what else is going on around the world. What's going on, guys? I love hanging out with critical thinkers. Thank you, ex-bootlicker. I appreciate that. Do I have a sister? Yeah, that's a super big disappointment to everyone involved. They did stuff to me. What did they do, Hands? Do you have an OF? No, stop asking. Do the banks or family run the world? Okay, so if you look into the City of London, you'll probably get the most traction there for what you're asking. The families of the City of London families, I don't mean London, England, because it was fucking with the program that matter is made of. I have no idea what chaos that could create, but I can only imagine. Yeah. Exactly. I saw this lady, she had to be like 55 years old, saying it to music like, what? I'm so sorry. You're going to have to use punctuation, honey. I don't know what you're saying there. It's like a jumble of, it's a paragraph with no punctuation. I'm so sorry. You're from England, Hands. Welcome. Rothschilds are worth $44 trillion, twice the national debt. I like your necklace. What does City of London mean? Google it. The City of London. Families. Vampires. Lizards. Something. I'm back and so is my motorcycle. Good. Let's see if they'll tell us. The City of London families. Raising a family in the City of London, the square mile, and Greater London offers no. City of London. Use partnerships working and provide a safe, inclusive support environment where... No, that's not what it is. Oh my God. They use okay, so there's a technology where they take all these radio towers together and beam them up onto one place in the stratosphere and bounce it down onto the earth. It's called HAARP. HAARP. Shortly after people started knowing about it, Obama started a program called HAARP. So when you Google HAARP, that's all you get. And there's many other examples. Okay, here we go. The City of London, historically known as Londinium and famously called the Square Mile, is the ancient core and primary global financial center of the wider London metropolis. Established by the Romans in AD 43, it operates as an independent country and distinct local authority within its own unique government and police force. Founded as a commercial trading port, the City of London retains its medieval borders, which encompass the exact footprint of its Roman predecessors. Throughout the centuries, it survived catastrophic events, most notably the Great Fire of 1666 and the Blitz of World War II, and rebuilt itself into one of the most powerful economic hubs. Unlike the 32 standard boroughs that make up Greater London, the City of London operates under its own highly specialized local authority. The City of London Corporation, which is headed by the Lord Mayor of London, is the only local authority in Britain with its own dedicated police force, the City of London Police, and maintains ancient traditions like historic ward elections. The district serves as a central pillar for the global economy. housing institutions such as the Bank of England and the London Stock Exchange. Despite its modern skyline of towering corporate skyscrapers, it retains a deep historic footprint with iconic landmarks, blah, 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 including St. Paul's Cathedral, Guildhall, the remnants of the Roman Wall, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. Okay, so now you know. What you need to know is that they have controlled everything that you have ever heard of. If it was allowed to be on a television in front of your face, it's because they said so. If it wasn't allowed, it's because they said so. What? Ex-bootlicker, where'd you hear that? So that's like, you need to know who, like, I guess the Merovingians and people like that. I don't know. If you're allowed to hear about it, they said it's okay, or they don't care about it. It's not a threat to them. When something's a threat to them, it either you get turned against it, they psyop you against it, or they make it disappear completely. Okay. Sri law exists. Sri law exists here. Harp, CERN, Crisp. Yes. Yes. You know. You guys are smart. You know. The Wall Street of London. Yes. Basically. If you took like Washington, D.C. and all of that and stuck it into a little 1 square mile, and that's where they do their little secret shit. But here's the thing. They appoint every prime minister, president, pope, everybody. There's a group of people, call them the fallen angels, I don't know, who are the stars and celebrities that impact your daily lives with their psyops. They're the ones that tell every generation of women what kind of fucked up shit to do to their bodies. In the 80s, they had us convinced to cut our hair off and wear shoulder pads because we're supposed to go compete like men in the workplace. They told us that breastfeeding was bad for our babies and turned us all against breastfeeding and turned us onto formula so we could go to work. Take us out of the home so they control the minds of our children from morning till night. We have no idea what's going on. That's why I homeschooled my kids. Then in the 90s, they convinced every woman that we had to be really skinny and have humongous tits. And that cardio, we just had to cardio ourselves to death. I mean, kind of, and eat a lot of carbs. In a way, I'm glad that they got us all up out of our seats, but they realized that backfired. They didn't like the result was women like me. Ugh. No, can't do that. So then they started just dumping a bunch of glyphosate in everything, which creates hormone dominance, estrogen dominance in everyone. So everybody becomes a bloated, hungry, lazy, irritable version of women. The wrong version, a premenstrual-like version, the PMS version of woman everywhere you go, whether it's a woman or a man. Because of the estrogen dominance, because of all of the synthetics that get into our bodies and mimic estrogen. It's called hormone disruptor. I knew about this. I've been trying to tell you guys about this for 30 years. So, let's see. Let's go back in the chat just a little bit. Fort Knox is empty. Operation Mockingbird. What about every book? Godfather. Thank you for the knowledge. I get another. Muslims get to carry knives because they're religious, right? So it is the press or the Rothschild banks. They control the press and the banks. Gonna jump in the shower. Okay, bye. Whatever I want to do is part of my religion, predecessor to the Rothschilds, the Illuminati, Jews. Do you think Hitler was trying to get rid of Rothschilds because the City of London families put him in place. They put him in place. They used him. Evil, freedom torches, remember those? No, I do not. Hold on. Well, now us men are getting turned into women. That's what they planned on doing. It's crazy. You guys have like high hips and high hip fat and boobs. It's the weirdest thing. But it's all the hormone disruptors. It's all the chemicals you use on your body, in your body, around your body. Godfather, I carry a gun because the Second Amendment allows me to do so. I wouldn't carry a knife to a gunfight. That's right. Which means we all need laser weapons. Let's see. They are not so special as you might think. The FSB and BIC is where the buck stops, and when you fuck with their program, they start pointing fingers like rats trapped in a RICO case. Ex-bootlicker mothers keep all soy products away from your sons. Okay. That's like some 1990s stuff. No, it's not all soy products. Look at how Asian countries use it and use it like that. Godfather, Florida, we get to carry. I'm in love. They put him in place. Need to an elaboration on that. Bush father financed Hitler. Wow. Georgia too, but I have a CCL. Okay. Yeah. So, do y'all know about the Armenian genocide? Does anybody know about that? All right. So there are some people, and I am not one, I have not researched it enough to hold any opinion one way or the other. I'm letting you know what some of the research shows. Armenian genocide was a systematic destruction of the Armenian people and identity in the Ottoman Empire during World War I. Okay. There are those who are labeled, okay, there are conspiracy theorists who are now called Holocaust deniers. Have you ever heard of that term? I did the research because usually whenever they call someone like a climate denier or this denier or that denier, it's a critical thinker who's like, you know what? There's a deeper story here. I deny the official story. Like 9/11 deniers don't deny there was a 9/11. They deny how it happened. Climate deniers don't deny that there's climate change. They deny how it's happening. They deny the official story. So the psyop is to call them crazy, to call them deniers. So so a Holocaust denier is someone who says the Holocaust happened, but the official story is not true. Holocaust deniers, from what my research shows, what they say is those who control all the shit made this happen and inflated the numbers like crazy. They saw the Armenian genocide and saw an opportunity. To recreate that kind of Hollywood style, kind of not, inflate the numbers like crazy, get the state of Israel established ultimately, get a bunch of Jews out of Europe, dump them down there, and play that too. Play those sides against each other. Create conflict in the region by dumping a bunch of Holocaust Jews all over Palestine, and Palestinians and Muslims and Jews and Christians who were already living there. This is what a Holocaust denier says might have happened. They use the Armenian genocide as a framework to create a Jewish Holocaust to further their political agendas towards a politically Zionist state. Do you see? Do you feel me? Let me go back in the chat. What controls humanity isn't human, and what created AI controls you. Well, we probably are AI. AI inevitably creates more AI. Okay, Roscoe Walker. Let's see, what controls you? It boils down to an addiction to control, and addictions all turn out the same. Didn't the World War II veterans come to your school and tell you how they liberated camps? We're talking about the war. No, they didn't come to my school and tell me that. Maybe they did come to your school. And what is your point there? Blue power, how at first they said that Iran killed 4,000 protesters and now it's jumped to 40,000. That's what I thought. Time of purification, the blue Kachina and red brother and cousins coming to remove all darkness and AI. Yeah, maybe possibly. I don't know if it's true. We don't know if anything's true. Sent girl power for 300. Thank you for the girl power. Thank you. You a bum. Thank you, you a bum. What's up, Frank? The word anti-Semitic is used as a weapon and is promoted by the Zionists. Like is at 115. Sure is. Thank you guys. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. Strange answer. Are you AI? I wouldn't know if I was AI, would I? As a false flag pretext for America to go to World War I, the Middle East. So like I said before, right? So now that I've given you the whole context behind City of London families promised the Palestinians, whoever the fuck that was, that if they fought the Ottoman Empire, they would give them that land. So they fought and defeated the Ottoman Empire, and they did not give them the land as promised, which caused problems. They put in their own guy, of course, like they put in their own guy everywhere. Then they dump a bunch of Jews fresh after the Holocaust, and now it's called Israel, right on top of everybody there, Christians, Muslims, and Jews alike. And they funded the fighting. They fund it. They just want both sides to eliminate each other. It's awful. Frank, you've got to go back and listen to the whole entire conversation of history that was just had. We're not talking about people. We're not talking about the Israeli people. We're talking about the ones who control every government's moves from the City of London. So when I say anything about anything, it's not about people and individuals. Like if I was to talk about China, I'm talking about the Chinese government, not the people of China. If I'm talking about the blue roofs in China, I'm not saying the Chinese people know why those particular establishments have blue roofs. No. And as a matter of fact, the schools that are blue and have blue playgrounds, I bet those are special schools for special students that they've hand-picked, or those are the government employees' children. The oligarchy finance both sides. They finance both sides of everything. And that's what we were talking about, is the oligarchy. You can start tracing it back with, beginning with the City of London. If you are just starting to dig in, that's a good place to start. The City of London. Eisenhower warned us, he and Kennedy were going to move the world into a peace-driven economy instead of a war economy, and we know how the CIA military-industrial complex took care of that. That's right. So what you guys need to know now is there's another attempt being made to destroy their stronghold on the entire world economy. There is literally an effort happening right now that they will not let you know is happening to take down the City of London chokehold on the entire world right now. They will not let you know. You have to be tapped into news sources who've known for decades what was really going on. And that's why I gave you Promethean Action and John Taylor Gatto. If you do not know and did not know about the City of London, if you thought that Hitler really rose to power on his own, come on, you guys. These people were placed. These games were played. He did not know what he was getting into. He did not know what game he was going to be playing. He did not know himself how they were going to use him. I guarantee you. Those around him knew what they needed to know in order to control him in that direction. And we need to remember that. Just because you see something, or just because someone came to your school and said, hey, I'm a guy that did this in the war, and I did this and I did that. Maybe that's true, and maybe that's really who he was. Maybe he's a fucking actor. Okay? They know and have known for a very long time how to place people to make you believe that something's true, because they're completely credible. How would they be controlled by? Because the easiest people to control are school children, especially girls. The psyops are always done on school girls, young teenage girls. If you want to psyop any population, you psyop teenage schoolgirls. Charlie Kirk was speaking up and they had to shut that down. Or did they? They and theirs is inductive reasoning, just like not all Ashkenazi commit genocide, not all oligarchies are controlled junkies. Did I say all? Are you correcting me, or just kind of generally saying that you know we're what we mean? Many are having an awakening. Sent kaleidoscope glasses. Thank you very much, Bum. Excuse me. Oh, baby. I liked those glasses a lot. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for a very great live stream. Is there anybody else that has anything left to say? You guys are really incredible. I really want to give away some memberships right now. What do you think? Let's see how many subscribers we gained in this particular live stream, shall we? What do the analytics look like? I'm curious. And we'll make a plan. Whoa. Thought it would be a little higher. That's okay, but I'm really pleased. Thank you. I really like those glasses. Daniel said, like I said, just blew my arm out trying to polish your imagination. Okay, great. Amy said, chili. Thank you. Is it going to go up or down? What kind of audience are you? When I show you the numbers, will it go up or down? Up. Thank you. Sometimes when I show the numbers, someone unsubscribes. Don't do that. We're going to get to 30,000 by my birthday, I think. Pretty sure. We've got some cool things happening. I know I said this a couple of years ago, but Corey and I have made a little tiny investment into our channels, and we're about to do some cool shit. We know a lot more than we used to know. And so I'm really happy to finally be able to do that. You guys know I wanted to take you on walking live streams, but I could never get good enough cell data. And I can't walk the dogs and hold a selfie stick at the same time. So that was like why I'm always just sitting here. Unless I'm out camping in nature, and then I take the Starlink, and that's good fun, right? Corey's link. Let's see what it is. I think that he's got a couple channels, but this is the one I know about. He's on the Minecraft server. I'm not a hippie, I'm more of a pioneer woman, but thanks. Cat ears. Oh, I missed the cat ears. Thank you, Bum. Yeah, he's also on the Minecraft server, and he's got his own website where he does his stuff and whatnot. He does have, I don't know where it is, you guys. He has another channel where he started dressing up as superheroes and going door dashing. But the other night he was out door dashing on his e-scooter and hit a big hole, and it sent him over the handlebars, and he broke his arm. So he's out of commission for a little bit. So that's why we went ahead and got something that I will show you when it gets here. My son will show you when it gets here that will be increasing the channel and our capabilities. Yeah. The rotator head of the arm or whatever is what he broke. It's got a fracture in it. Poor baby. He's such a hard worker. What the fuck happened? What volcano just erupted? Fuego? Where's that? Where's the Fuego volcano? Yes, he has elbow and knee pads would be a good idea. Maybe he will now, right? He has a motorcycle helmet that he wears. He said his head didn't even hit the ground. He's 6'5" and he weighs 156 pounds. He said 1 more pound and he's underweight. So you know what we'll do right now? Hang on, guys. Because you guys, I love you, and you're here. I love you. Here's what we're going to do right now. Now, someone sent me a few Venmos, and then they had them refunded, saying they never sent that. They didn't send that. If you send a Venmo and you do that, you're getting blocked from everywhere. You're just a weenie. But what I'm saying right now is not to send me a Venmo. I can't even get into my Venmo to tell you what his Venmo is. Aw, thank you guys for the subscriptions. A few more people. We're at 28,059. Who wants to be 28,060? So after the chat, I will go through and subscribe back to your channels so that if you ever want to make a video and kind of show me who you are, you can do that and you tag me in it and I'll see it. Or if you ever want to talk to me in private, you type on your own, one of your own videos or your own section, and then you can tag me in it and I'll see it. I can't seem to log in. Let's see what it is. That's what it was. Okay. What's up, Muffin? Oh, here we go. Here's Corey. If you guys want to send Corey a Venmo, he's my son who broke his arm door dashing as a superhero, for, you know, live streaming and stuff. That is his Venmo. But if you send it, don't even think about getting a refund. That would be so much bullshit, and I will keep track of who you are, and I will block you from everything. So just in case, I'm a mama, you know, I'm a mama. He's out there trying to do his thing and breaks his fucking arm. So it's Corey Michaels, CM. And then y'all know mine. It's in there. I do appreciate those of you who, you know, it doesn't matter if it's $1, $10, $500. I've had all kinds of different things come through, and I do appreciate you. You have to put in the comment though that it's a YouTube donation. The YouTube live donation. So I know where you came from. And that's it. Ban me, I dare you. Probably not what you would want in a custom video. I'll clean and ready for whatever the day holds. Good for you. Yeah, I guess if he had elbow pads, he would not have broken his elbow. Ciao. Ciao, Alpha Tango. Ciao. Thank you. And I think it's time for me to go. I'm slowing down. I think I'm hungry. I'm going to go make a smoothie. I've got frozen fruit, oat milk, and different like powders and stuff to put in there. Superman doesn't wear elbow pads, but maybe Spider-Man does. So I don't know where his channel is, but let me see if I can find anything about that. Aw, someone did become our 60th subscriber. Thank you. Heather, I'm glad you're here, honey. Thank you. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, when you type in his name, that comes up. Making a new type of survival on Corey Games. There's a Corey Michaels that has my secret channel of Truth Nukes, owner of Corey's Game. Okay, so he thinks he has a secret channel. But can I find... I'm just going to look at his secret channel. Don't tell him I looked at his secret channel, because your mom's not supposed to look at your stuff. Right?
4, 5. We could do a movie. We could do a board game. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do so much stuff.
But actually, we were thinking of ending the show. We just kind of had a burnout and just kind of done making it, so we're done.
Wow, that's new. Okay, well, hey, you guys are free to do whatever you want. My smiling friend. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're gonna do season 4, 5. We could do a movie. We could do a board game. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do so much stuff.
But actually, we were thinking of ending the show.
I think he's doing a parody of the fact that like PlayStation and stuff, they'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, Sony, you don't really own any of that stuff that you bought. Anyway, so you guys go eat, go do your life. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Sending big love to everyone. Seriously, listen, go be the angel in someone's life today. I know sometimes it's really easy to match people's energy or want to give them a taste of their own medicine or whatever. Try your best today just to be the angel in someone's day. All right? Maybe you'll see an easy opportunity to just make someone's life a little bit easier or brighter. Maybe it's just a smile. Maybe it's talking to someone that you know nobody's talking to. Maybe it's making a call that you haven't wanted to make. Maybe you've got the nerve to do that today. Maybe it's just taking time to sit outside and listen to the birds. Love you, Amy. Love you all. Heather, bye. Everybody, have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you real soon. Go to my websites, psychicbestie.com, Geneviève